Yeah, that's better. You can get it. Marvelous.
Yo, what's good? Welcome back to the channel, y'all. And look, as you guys see on the screen at the moment, we will be discussing the Worlds meta. If you guys did not know, Worlds is coming up in like 2 weeks. Yes, you heard me right. Worlds will be happening, which means the ban list will be happening right after that. And my man Gavin, one of the casters at the One Piece card game, you guys see it right here, decided to do a whole meta breakdown on what can possibly be brought with statistics for the OP09 meta for our Worlds this year. Fact, not an opinion. If you guys never been on this page, this is the official One Piece TCG English version of the channel. A lot of you guys probably didn't even know this existed. This is here, but nonetheless, let's just go and get straight into it.
Pirates, it's Gavin from the One Piece card game, and now that we have finished with all of the finals across the world, from Japan to America to Europe, I have collected data from all of the finals throughout all of the regions to decipher what's actually going to be at Worlds. So let's take a refreshing look at set 9. What decks are we going to see? What decks might be a surprise? So to start off, I have gathered data from a bunch of different finals across the different regions, including Japan, Oceania, Latin America, and Asia. And
you got
there's a lot of interesting information. First off, Doflamingo, of course, it's been very, very popular.
Boo! Boo! Boring! Boring! That's actually disgusting showing this on the screen right now. Absolutely disgusting. The fact that he's even showing this on the screen is actually pathetic. Can never be me. Definitely could never be me.
Across bunches of different regions, but you might be surprised to find out that it actually wasn't the most played deck at every championship.
Oh shit!
Shanks actually beat out.
Oh shit! Let's look at this. The most played leader for each region: USA, Blue Doflamingo, 26%. Japan, the most popular deck in Japan was Red Shanks. That is crazy. Shanks is so trash. Look, Shanks has seen this much play in Thailand, in Japan, and Shanks has won nothing. Shanks is absolutely dog shit. Miyagi, Japan, Blue Doflamingo. Thailand, Red Shanks, trash. Oceania, Blue Doflamingo. Okay, a lot of Bloods and Crips up in here today. Shit crazy.
Aichi in Japan, which was the last tournament Japan had in OP09, as well as in Thailand. So even though when OP09 went over to overseas, Shanks has definitely seen a little bit of a drop off.
Facts.
It's actually been more successful and more played than a lot of people might expect. Another big one is Teach.
Okay.
I know Teach was huge in Japan and Thailand and other Asia regions, and hasn't found.
It was huge in Japan and Thailand because they actually know how to play the game. They actually aren't fucking lazy. They actually take the time in learning how to play the fucking deck. Okay? Over here in the States, if they can't learn it within one play session, they just quit the deck and they're just fucking lazy as hell. I mean, it's embarrassing. That's why, hey, if you guys haven't noticed, everywhere around in the world right now, everybody's laughing at us because we don't know how to play Teach. We're the laughing stocks right now of this card game. So I'm just letting you guys know what the streets is thinking about us.
As much success, but actually it has found a lot of success.
Has found a lot of success.
If you look at the play rate, Teach is very, very low. At the USA
okay, so let's look at the play rate. USA Finals deck distribution. So this is USA Blue Doflamingo 26, 15% Shanks. After that is Black Lucci, Purple Luffy. Wow, everybody was saying BY Luffy the second best deck. BY Luffy. Well, US Finals deck distribution. We're at 4. That's why you don't listen to none of these people on the fucking internet. They're fucking idiots. Green Bonnie's at 5%, Black Teach at 3, Yellow Hanel 3, RP Luffy 3, Blue Na, whoa, almost said the forbidden name. Voldemort at 2, 7% other. So he's saying that Black Teach actually had a lot, pretty much did a little bit better compared to everybody else. Let's see what else he has to say here.
Teach only had 17 players, having a measly 3% play rate in the entire field. But if you actually look at the decks, that made it into the top 32. The
top 32.
decks that are actually getting to top cut.
Okay.
Teach was by far the most successful deck in OP09 across all regions.
Wow. So the most successful deck across all regions is Marshall D. Teach. Almost like I told you guys that was the best deck in the format, and I'm the only one to tell you if it's actually played correctly, it is the best deck in the format. And this isn't just for the US, this is across the world. Across the fucking world. Actually insane. You can't make any of that up.
In the USA Finals, 125 people played Doflamingo.
Okay.
So you would think that Teach would actually have a really, really hard time getting into the finals and actually having success.
Facts.
3 people make it into the finals.
Okay, let's go ahead and post. Let's just go ahead and pause this so we can look at everything. Percentages of players who made top cut USA Finals. 125 players, Doflamingo 8%. 73 players, Shanks. That's Shanks is so terrible to me. Shanks 5%. Black Lucci 69 players. Y'all some freaky motherfuckers 3%. Purple Luffy 62 players 6%. BY Luffy 44 players 9%. Green Bonnie 25 players 12%, and 17 players 18%. So every time a Black Teach deck actually topped, it had the highest conversion rates. Almost like we told you guys this was the best deck. I mean, you guys actually gonna wake up and stop being a goofy goober, okay, with these lower level fucking ass thinkers out here. I mean, everybody in the streets was saying, oh, Black Teach just isn't that good. Everybody on the streets that makes YouTube content. I'm the only one to tell you this shit's still the best. And when we actually have my man Gavin up here, he's supporting my claims with all the data. Stop being a goofy goober.
Rate of getting people to the finals. So even though it hasn't seen a lot of success as far as when you look at like the top 32, there's only 2 or 3 teaches. It's not because the deck hasn't been successful.
Facts.
It's because the deck hasn't been played.
The deck the deck hasn't been played because it's too hard.
A noticeable increase of teaches in the World Finals compared to, say, your normal regional, especially when you have a meta where people are looking primarily at what looks to be Dofi and Black Yellow Luffy. Speaking of Black Yellow Luffy, it definitely seems
to be my deck. Let's hear it.
The deck to beat, even though Dofi has seen more popularity overall.
Okay.
Black Yellow Luffy has seen a lot of success in Asia, in Japan, as well as America. Okay. And it's definitely seen consistent success, and a lot of top players are winning with it.
Yeah.
It's definitely one of the most winningest decks next to Doflamingo.
Unless you cheat.
So I think we'll see a lot of it. So
got a couple of those and we're floating around.
Let's first take a look at Doflamingo. There are a lot of different tech cards that people have played, whether or not you play 1 or 2 perfumes, how many gravity blades you play, how many zero cost events you play. A lot of people are playing 1 or 2 as like a tech card. But the big key part of which you play or not seems to be Jozu. Jozu has seen a lot of play. It's seen very little play in some regions. In Japan, it was almost always exclusively played as a 4-of. But the most successful Doflamingo player played 0. Jonas, who brought the deck to top 3 in the latest American Finals, played 0 Jols in his list when he was playing in America, even though he ended up changing that list in later tournaments. So it definitely seems to be a point of contention in a lot of players, and it really comes down to whether or not they think it's useful in the mirror, and whether or not they think they have to tech harder.
See, I was telling you guys, it's all about like 3 or 4 changes for the Dofi deck.
And like Black Yellow Luffy.
Okay.
And speaking of Black Yellow Luffy, I definitely think it's going to be the second most popular deck at the World Finals.
Okay.
Well, Black Yellow Luffy has kind of seemed to be a little bit figured out as far as the list is concerned.
This is what he's looking.
Most people are using their tech slots on cards like Kuzan, Shirahoshi maybe.
Trash, my personal opinion.
Lucci's. If you're expecting that, it can also be a little bit useful for the Teach matchup. There have been some interesting tech cards, especially at Oceania, where one Black Yellow player was able to get top 3 with interesting cards such as I Have My Crew.
What card is
the
that?
The 1-cost event that increases one of your character's cost while also drawing a card. And he actually reduced the event to 3 brothers spawn, so the normal search event.
Y'all are cooking over there.
It actually seems like a kind of an interesting tech, especially playing it with Tempest Kick. So you're going to be able to cycle your deck faster to be able to draw your 8-cost Morias.
8-cost
Moria. That doesn't have a search effect, but can be extremely key, not only in the mirror, but in that ＤoFlamingo matchup. And
I gotta pause this at all the BY Luffy decks out here. This is probably has to be the most shiestiest version of the deck I've ever seen. The Viola Tempest kit, and I have my crew. I have never seen anybody use any of this shit. I don't know what the fuck is in the water out there in Oceania, but you guys are definitely cooking with this type of list. Congratulations, whoever top of this list. This is crazy.
Being able to draw it more consistently, even if you have a little bit less consistency in drawing your babies and your adults of Luffy and Sabo, it did seem like a very interesting tech.
Yeah,
and
it definitely was interesting.
Success. So we might be seeing some of those tech cards in the finals.
We'll see.
The last big contender, I would say, for the World Finals has to be Teach. Well, Teach did not see a lot of...
Wow, the #1 contender is Teach, and I cannot wait until the West starts playing some real Teach players, because right now you guys are playing against fucking punching bags. You guys are playing against a whole bunch of fucking bean bags on the ground. I mean, you guys see a Teach, and you get what happens in our national championship. That Teach player literally punted. They look like the fucking Chiefs out there, the way that Blackbeard player was playing. I don't care. It is what it is. The man fucking threw. I mean, like I said, he was Patrick Mahomes for the Super Bowl. Actually terrible. He was the Drake in the Super Bowl over this past weekend. I mean, this is crazy. This is the most #1 deck, and it's crazy because the only person to tell you guys that this deck was going to be the best deck, this is the best deck, is me, and everybody else is saying no, no, no. Once again, nobody know. We just have a whole bunch of goofy goobers up around in the fucking in this content space. That's just what it is. A whole bunch of lower level thinkers.
Hey, fellow goofy goobers, time to say, oh, I'm a goofy goober, yeah. You're a goofy goober, yeah. We're all goofy goobers, yeah.
Success as far as players in the United States and the rest of the foreign scene. In Japan especially, Teach was by far the most winning deck as far as play rate to actually winning tournaments, actually getting into top 32. While the deck is almost completely figured out, with there being a little difference on whether or not you play Jack in favor of more consistency with your deck list. If players from the Western regions, if players from Europe, if players from America don't prepare versus good Teaches,
they don't compare against good Teaches. Yo, he just called Americans trash. Yo, hey, yo, Gavin ain't gonna say, he said y'all are fucking dog shit. If Americans don't prepare for good Teaches, well, it looks like we lost, because we don't really have any good Teaches over here. It looks like y'all might as well not even go. Y'all might as well not even go. And it's just gonna be Blackbeard Fest. I can't wait until everybody brings BI Luffy Lucci. Yeah, we're gonna win. And y'all just get your ass handed to you, spun, looking stupid. I cannot wait. I've been telling y'all this for the past 6 months. Teach is good. Everybody was saying, no, 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 play this, play this, play this. And now when Worlds comes, he just said it. If y'all don't play against good black Teaches, it's over. It's over.
They might just get blown out in the finals from those Japanese Teaches and from those Thai Asian Teaches that will be waiting to come and play.
Damn.
As far as the other decks that have definitely seemed to be in the format, but I don't think will see as much success at Worlds, we have Purple Luffy. Purple Luffy has had a very high and very consistent win rate, and it has a bunch of
I don't think this is going to be brought, though.
But it has very, very little success in actually winning a tournament.
Yeah.
It won once in Japan.
Just once.
At one of the smaller tournaments, but it has had almost no success getting into top 8s after that.
Nope.
And it is one of the most losing decks after Shank as far as play rate to getting those tops.
I told you Shanks was trash. I told you. He said, this nigga said, oh my God. Oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. This nigga said this is one of the most losing decks right behind fucking Shanks. I told you Shanks was trash. Shanks is the most losing deck in the game. And right behind Shanks is Bloofy. I told you Shanks was fucking trash.
Top cuts. Shanks, even though it has boasted a play rate of incredible amounts. In Japan and Thailand, it was beating Doflamingo. Even in Oceania and Latin America, the play rate is almost similar.
Yeah.
While Doflamingo has hovered around 16 to 17% very consistently, Shanks has also been even at its lowest around 13 to 14%, excluding America, which was an invitational, which makes
so let's pause this. Shanks play rate versus rate of top cuts. USA 5%, 5%. Advancement rate. Oceania 50%, 0. Japan 11, 1. Japan at 60%, 1. I told you Shanks is actually dog shit. If you guys want to lose, just go ahead and pick Shanks. At this point, Shanks should just be used if you're just really trying to wave a bull around with the card. If you're just, you know, really just trying to get some money, free money for your trips to Japan, you just use the Shanks card to get the bull's attention and just call it a day. I told you Shanks is actually just fucking trash, waste of time. Just throw the deck in the trash. Fact, not an opinion.
Fact.
Know your fucking place, trash. Fucking robots.
I told you this deck was trash.
A little bit different. It definitely has not shown many results.
No.
And it definitely seems like strong players are avoiding Shanks as a deck, even though some players have played it to some success. In Asia, I'm not sure we're going to be able to see a lot of Shanks, maybe 1 or 2 overall.
Shanks is trash.
Lucci is another deck that has definitely seen a lot of popularity, especially in the West. But just because of the sheer amount of black and yellow and teach that we can expect at the World Finals, I'm not sure how many players are going to be comfortable bringing Lucci. I know I've talked to a couple of players who, even though they played Lucci to get their spot, or like win their regional,
I don't think Lucci's going to be brought
to get to the
be honest with you
finals.
Guys.
They think that Lucci is more of a top 32 deck, like get you to the finals and not a play in the finals kind of deck. And then lastly,
I told you,
NL.
Smoke is better.
NL has
YGOD?
a fairly decent matchup versus Black Yellow Luffy. And a very strong matchup versus Dofi. So if players aren't expecting Teach based on current play rates and they don't expect it to be one of those decks that people actually end up bringing to the World Finals, it might be an interesting tech choice.
Yo, finally, if I see a fucking NL in Worlds and if NL wins, I don't know. I think I might just break my monitor. I think that just might I think that's just what's going to happen, gang. I mean, them bringing an L, first off, that's crazy. This is all it teaches. But let's say it wins. Oh, God, I don't know what we're going to do. We have to think of something. That would be actually insane.
And bringing to the World Finals, it might be an interesting tech choice. And finally, I just want to go over a couple of decks that I've heard a little bit of rumors about of maybe actually being able to be a little bit of a dark horse or surprise pick in the finals.
Let's see what the streets talk about.
First is
Smoker?
Boa Hancock.
Boa Hancock.
Play rate, even though it is absolutely atrocious, it has seen a lot of success. It went to top 4 in Oceania.
Yeah, it did.
It's snuck in a couple of top 32s, top 64s overall. In Japan, it was
I'm actually surprised with Boa.
Almost consistently, you'd have 1 or 2 at that 7-2 line, not quite getting there. And it definitely seems like a deck that has a very strong Teach matchup, a very strong Black-Yellow matchup, and a passable Dofi matchup. So if you're looking at the top 3 expected decks, it might be one of those tech choices if you're feeling a little bit more like you need to be meta in the scene. It could be a strong choice.
That's crazy. That's real nice. I didn't know about that.
Reiju. Reiju was second at the first America Finals.
Play those blue cards.
And there's not a lot of reasons why you couldn't play the deck right now. It does very, very well into Teach.
Yes, does.
It can definitely beat Black Yellow with puddings.
Yes, I just said that pudding.
You can definitely swing that matchup in your favor. And versus Dofi, well, it's not extremely favored. You can definitely, especially with Niji, play that tempo game, get those characters back into their hand, and win that game. So because there was that one player that made it
tell me what y'all think about
Reiju. Made it into the World Championships with Reiju, I wouldn't be surprised if he decided to bring that deck again. And one deck that is very dear to my heart is actually Aggro Vegapunk.
Aggro Vegapunk.
A lot of it is because of the play rate. And
Why
it's
GLD?
actually seen spurts of brilliance, especially in 8.509.
Gang gang.
The biggest addition in 09 as far as the meta, I would say, would be Teach. And it has a very, very winning matchup versus Teach. It has a very, very winning matchup versus ~Δωflamingo.
Yes, it
and
does.
it can definitely beat Black-Yellow. If you hit it against almost any other deck, you're going to have a bad time. If you're looking at those three, I definitely think it has a good chance to maybe get into top cut and maybe even bring it all the way home. I can't wait for the World Finals. I'm going to be there casting, and I just can't wait to figure out who's going to win. Is it going to be Dofi? Is it going to be Black-Yellow Luffy? And
it's going to be
who's going to win? Like, what person? There's only one repeater in the entire world. Clyde, the winner of the first American Finals, is going back to try to take revenge. Can he take revenge, go from third, and get that first place spot in Worlds as well? Can some new player that we've never seen before come out of nowhere to take the entire tournament with maybe even a deck we've never seen before?
Yeah, cheater.
I think that Set 9 has a lot of potential for exploration, especially in these smaller formats. So I can't wait to see what's going to win, and hopefully I'll see you there.
So in short, Shanks is trash, Poofy is trash, Teach is the best deck, Teach is the most popular deck, Teach is the most winning deck. Pretty much, Flacco's right, Flacco's right, Flacco's right, Flacco's right. Nobody else knows what the fuck they're talking about in this content space, fact, not an opinion. And we actually have a cheater representing us. You see how they did not mention the newcomer? Let's see what the comments say. There's only one comment. The North American champion Cross-A just got caught cheating in an online treasure cup. How is he still able to attend Worlds as a cheater? I'm gonna tell you this right now. If they don't do anything about this cheating thing going on over here in the States, the chat for Worlds is going to be nasty, and I can't wait to see it. I'm gonna have my popcorn, my jelly beans, and a large 7-Eleven Slurpee just ready for the entertainment, because this is going to be so funny if they don't do nothing and this shit just plays out. It's going to be, they're going to be forced to turn off chat. They're literally going to have to be forced to turn off chat, and I cannot wait to see it, because everybody in the States, no one in the States wants a cheater representing us. People are saying that's not our champion. He's a fraud. He does some weird shit, always creating drama, X, Y, and Z. If Bandai doesn't do anything, I cannot wait to be there for Worlds. I will be streaming it, and it's going to be so fucking entertaining. I can't wait, because the chat is just going to make it so crazy. Hey, look, that's all I got. Tell me what you guys think below of the meta by Gavin. Follow the YouTube channel, One Piece Official English. And yeah, that's all I got. But look, before I go, if you was feeling the vibes, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll go.